Did you know that nearly 48 million Americans suffer from foodborne illnesses each year, with over 3,000 of them losing their lives? A significant number of these cases involve older adults. The CDC reports that seniors are at a much higher risk because their immune defenses are no longer as strong as they once were. What's truly concerning is that many of these illnesses actually begin inside your own refrigerator, the very place you trust to keep food safe. Recent research highlights that storing certain foods improperly in the fridge can increase your chances of food poisoning, strip away important nutrients, and even cause harmful chemical reactions, which are especially dangerous for seniors. The surprising part: most people don't even realize they're making these mistakes. You might be storing fruits, vegetables, or pantry staples in the fridge without thinking twice, unknowingly putting your health at risk. In fact, the first item we'll discuss today is far worse than you'd expect. It not only loses nutrients when chilled, but it can also produce harmful compounds. Stay with us until the end of the video, because what you learn today could safeguard your well-being, or even save your life. If you're ready, let's begin. Before we jump in, if you haven't subscribed yet, please click the button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our health tips designed especially for you. If you enjoy this video, type the number 1 in the comments. If you'd like to suggest something new, type 0. Your feedback is very important to us. 3 foods you should never refrigerate. Number 1. Peanut butter. For many seniors, peanut butter isn't just food, it's comfort. It's a familiar taste from childhood that continues to offer an easy source of protein and healthy fats later in life. But what if I told you this trusted staple, sitting quietly in your fridge, might actually be doing more harm than good? It may surprise you, but keeping peanut butter in the refrigerator, especially for older adults, is a mistake with hidden consequences. When stored cold, peanut butter hardens. Its texture becomes thick and difficult to spread. For those with arthritis or weakened grip strength, this simple change can turn a quick snack into a frustrating task. For many seniors, peanut butter represents more than just a meal. It's a source of comfort, a familiar part of daily life that brings ease and satisfaction. But when that comfort turns into a struggle because the spread becomes too firm, gritty, or loses its usual smoothness, it can slowly diminish your quality of life. In this case, the refrigerator doesn't protect, it takes something away. The fix is simple but powerful. Keep your peanut butter in a cool, dry pantry, tightly sealed and away from heat or sunlight. This keeps the texture creamy, easy to spread, and preserves its nutritional benefits. Your joints will appreciate it, and so will your heart. Now, if peanut butter can seem harmless but still carry hidden risks, what about another common kitchen staple that's even trickier? One that can quietly spoil your meals, encourage bacterial growth, and leave a lasting smell in your refrigerator that signals something much worse. Let's talk about onions. If you're still watching and finding these tips useful, please comment the number 1 below to let me know you're still with me. Now let's move to point number 2. 2. Onions. Onions are often overlooked heroes in the kitchen. They don't usually get much attention, yet they are the base of countless recipes that bring warmth, flavor, and a sense of home. Especially important for seniors who find deep meaning in familiar meals. But what many don't realize is that storing onions in the fridge can slowly break down their taste, texture, and even impact your health. When you place whole onions in the refrigerator, the cold, damp environment starts to undermine them. Their papery outer layer, designed to protect them in dry spaces, begins to absorb moisture. The onion becomes soft, mushy, and mold-prone. For seniors with delicate digestion or weakened immune systems, this is more than just a matter of bad texture. It's a potential health hazard. Mold and bacteria can quietly grow, even on onions stored in containers, and may introduce invisible risks that older bodies have a harder time fighting off. Even more concerning, onions are packed with quercetin, an anti-inflammatory compound that supports joint health and the heart. But chilling them in the fridge speeds up nutrient loss, robbing you of their healing power without you even noticing. For seniors, bananas are more than just an easy snack. They're a reliable source of energy, rich in potassium, and often bring a comforting sense of familiarity. But sadly, placing bananas in the fridge, even though it might seem like a smart move, can quietly strip away much of what makes this fruit so valuable for your health. At first, it might seem like no big deal. The peel simply turns dark. But inside, something important is happening. Bananas are tropical fruits that are meant to ripen in warm climates. When they're exposed to cold temperatures, their natural ripening enzymes shut down. That halts the transformation of starch into sugar, leaving the banana with a dull taste and a strange, firm texture. This doesn't just ruin the flavor, it also impacts their health benefits. Bananas are full of antioxidants like dopamine and catechins, which help reduce inflammation and protect the brain. These compounds are especially important for seniors who want to maintain sharp memory and emotional balance. But once bananas are chilled, those nutrients begin to break down, often without any visible warning. There's another risk too. Overripe bananas kept in the fridge can collect moisture near the stem, which encourages mold to grow. For older adults with weaker immune defenses, even small amounts of mold can create hidden health risks. We often assume food is fine if it looks okay, but as you can see, appearances can be deceiving. To get the best from your bananas, keep them at room temperature, ideally hanging on a hook or sitting in a bowl where air can circulate. If they ripen faster than you can use them, peel and freeze them for smoothies or baking to preserve their nutrients safely. We've now looked at some common mistakes that can quietly impact your health. But it's just as important to understand which foods absolutely need refrigeration to keep you safe, especially as you age. We'll dive into that next. If you're still watching and finding these tips useful, drop a number 1 in the comments below to let me know you're with me. There's a special comfort in preparing your own meals. For many seniors, leftovers aren't just practical. They represent independence, budget friendliness, and the simple pleasure of enjoying home-cooked food again. But one hidden danger often goes unnoticed. Even after it's cooked, food can become unsafe quickly if it's not stored correctly. Cooked meats and leftovers left out too long on the counter can become breeding grounds for bacteria like Listeria, Salmonella, and Clostridium perfringens. These bacteria don't change how your food looks or smells, making them hard to detect. You might think your meal is safe, but harmful microbes may already be multiplying. For seniors, the stakes are much higher. An aging immune system can't fight off infections as effectively as it used to. While younger adults might bounce back from food poisoning in a few days, older people can face serious complications like dehydration, hospitalization, or worse. To make things trickier, foodborne illnesses in seniors often show up with subtle signs, like feeling dizzy, mild fever, or confusion, which can easily be mistaken for other health issues. Here's the key point. It only takes about 2 hours at room temperature for bacteria to grow to dangerous levels. That's why it's essential to store leftovers as soon as possible. Always use airtight containers, put food in the fridge promptly, and note the date you stored it. Leftovers are best eaten within 3 or 4 days. Even if they still look and smell fine after that, it's not worth the risk. And while meats and leftovers are obvious candidates for refrigeration, there's another common food that many people forget is also fragile. Smooth, creamy, and often part of daily meals. Dairy products need extra care too, and we'll cover that next. If you're still watching and these tips are helping you, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's move on to the next point. Number 2. Dairy products. Dairy products often feel like a simple pleasure, whether it's a glass of cold milk, a bit of cheese with lunch, or a spoonful of yogurt in the evening. These foods are familiar and comforting, especially for seniors who grew up with them as staples. But while they seem harmless, dairy items spoil quickly and can become dangerous fast if not kept cold. Milk, cheese, and yogurt are full of nutrients, calcium, protein, vitamins D and B12, that are especially important for older adults. But these same nutrients also make dairy the perfect environment for bacteria to grow when it's left out too long. And for seniors, that's a serious risk. As we age, our digestive systems slow down, and our immune systems don't respond as strongly. Even a small amount of contaminated dairy can cause real harm. The trouble is, spoiled dairy doesn't always show obvious signs. It might still look and taste fine even when harmful bacteria have started to grow. And those bacteria don't just upset your stomach. They can cause joint pain, inflammation, and worsen existing health issues like arthritis or heart problems. Another hidden danger: when you get sick from contaminated dairy, it can affect how well your body absorbs medications, leading to more serious health challenges. The good news is that keeping dairy safe is simple. Always return milk, cheese, and yogurt to the fridge right after using them. Make sure your refrigerator stays at or below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, about 4 degrees Celsius. Use airtight containers and check expiration dates regularly. This small step can prevent serious problems down the road. We've talked about meats and dairy, but there's one more group of foods that need special care: leafy greens. They're packed with nutrients and often part of a healthy senior diet, but if not stored properly, they can lose their benefits fast and even turn dangerous. We'll dive into that next. When it comes to leafy greens, their fresh, delicate nature hides just how powerful they are for health. Spinach, kale, lettuce. These vegetables are loaded with vitamins and minerals that help keep your mind sharp, your bones strong, and your circulation healthy. But despite their strength, they are also fragile and can lose their value fast if not handled properly. Once greens are picked, they begin to break down right away. Unlike root vegetables that last longer, leafy greens need cool temperatures to maintain their taste, texture, and nutrients. If they sit at room temperature, even for a few hours, they start to wilt, and more importantly, they lose critical nutrients like folate, vitamin K, and lutein. These nutrients are essential for seniors who want to protect their eyesight, heart, and cognitive function. There's also a hidden danger. Spoiled greens might look harmless, with just a bit of wilting or some damp spots. But inside those folds, harmful bacteria like E. coli and listeria can grow, putting you at serious risk of foodborne illness. For older adults, this can mean digestive problems, dehydration, or even hospitalization. So, what's the solution? Store your greens in the fridge's crisper drawer. Wrap them gently in a paper towel to absorb moisture, and keep them in a breathable bag or container. This not only keeps them fresher longer, but also preserves their nutrients, giving you the full benefit of their health power. As we wrap up this guide, the big takeaway is simple. How you store your food matters more than you might think. Some items thrive in the cold, while others lose their goodness or become risky. By understanding these small details, you can protect your health every single day. If you found these tips helpful, please leave a comment with the number 1 below. Your feedback helps us keep creating valuable content for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more helpful videos. Thanks for watching, and here's to living well and staying strong, one smart choice at a time.